Good afternoon. My name is Al Peterson. I'm the Outreach Specialist at the North Dakota State Library, and this webinar is going to be on how to reserve kits now that KitKeeper has gone away. Okay, I will monitor the chat if anybody has any questions. Also, I've unmuted everyone, and if you just want to ask a question, go ahead and unmute yourself. And so we're no longer using KitKeeper for kits. We've added all the kits to the catalog. And to find our catalog, you can click find, or you can search a term in here. But before I get to that, two things I do want to point out. If you're unfamiliar with using the Public Access Catalog or PAC, under Online Library Resources, in Niche Academy, I have created tutorials, and those are located under Odin, Polaris, Leap, and PAC, Public Access Catalog. This pathway here is for the Public Access Catalog. The same videos you can find on our YouTube channel, under Public Access Catalog. I do have a playlist. I do want to add a caveat that I will be updating these tutorials, and I'll be adding in a section on how to reserve kits through the catalog. So I just want to point out there are some tutorials there if you're unfamiliar with using the catalog. They're in Niche Academy and our YouTube channel. Now we do have a couple new procedures and policies with our kits. For book club kits, the policy is the same as it was with KitKeeper. Anyone with a North Dakota State Library card can check out a book club kit. People can also go through their local librarian and coordinate to host a book club at their library. But anybody in North Dakota with a state library card can check out a book club kit. They can have their own book club in their living room with their friends, or they can work with their local librarian and have a library sponsored book club. These STEM kits, NASA kits, outdoor kits, folk and fairy tale kits are limited to institutions, organizations, public libraries, school libraries, and state agencies. Now, it's different than what we've done in the past. In the past, it was limited to libraries and schools. We have opened it up a little bit to organizations, public and state agencies, and institutions. The institution or organization must have a North Dakota State Library account and a card, and they have to have a contact person. So let's just use this for an example. If Girl Scout Troop 6 wants to use our STEM kits, then someone in Girl Scout Troop 6 leadership, scout leader or somebody, would have to get a state library card and have to be the contact information responsible for that kit. If the organization has a mailing address, we want them to include that as well as the contact person's mailing address. If they don't, that contact person's mailing address has to be included with the application, and that's where we'll be sending the kit to. And then they would be responsible for mailing it back. And so to search for kits, the one thing you want to remember is the preface NDSL. If you're searching for a book club kit, you NDSL book club. Or if you're looking for a STEM kit, NDSL STEM or STEM kit. That'll bring up all the different STEM kits that we have. It defaults by relevance. You can default, or you could change that to title and put them in alphabetical order if you're looking for a specific kit. Another new thing that we've added, if you click on the full request, we do have a price in there, and right here under the notes, we have the shipping purposes. The kit weighs 10 pounds. And so you have an idea of how much this is going to cost to mail back. Roughly figure $1 per pound. And so we have added that in there so you don't have to guess on how much postage is going to be. Now let's just say we wanted to reserve this air block. We would have to type in our library card number. pickup library, we don't expect you to come to the state library and pick it up. That's a default within the system. If you live outside the Bismarck Mandan area, we are going to mail it to you. The one thing I do want to talk about is this activation date. This activation date is going to be the date that we ship the item out. It's not the date that you are going to have your book club or need the STEM kit by. So if you needed the STEM kit on October 20th, you don't want to put October 20th as the activation date. That's the date that we will ship it out. So you want to go 2 weeks ahead or a week ahead to make sure that you get that kit. Also, like the kits that were in KitKeeper, you want to build in a little bit of time for mail, and you want to build in some time for people to mail them back to us. So it's really important that people return the kits on time. If you delay in mailing it back, it's delaying it to get to somebody else. And so if you submit your request, we can go to our list of holds. Now this is considered a hold and the status is pending. It has a little image of a kit. Now let's say that I made a mistake here and I actually did left the activation date as today's date, which means that tomorrow they're going to mail this kit out to me and I don't need it until the middle of October. I can reactivate the selected and put a new activation date. So suspend, reactivate your hold request. If you do make this mistake, you can simply put in a new date, the date that you actually want it to be mailed out. And if I go back to my requests here, you can see that that hold date has been changed until October 2nd. And if you don't need a kit, you can get in there and you can cancel the kit altogether. And so if you decided you didn't need the kit, or you have a teacher that decided they didn't need the kit, or you weren't going to do that activity, go ahead, get in there and cancel that. If not, that's going to stay there like a hold and it's going to get shipped out to you. That's really how you do the reservation of kits. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, you can put them in the chat or just unmute yourself and ask a question.
I'll just talk away. I have a question.
Sure.
This is Kirsten from West Fargo Public Library, and I realized I don't have a North Dakota State Library card. But would I be eligible to get one since I work at a North Dakota library, or would we have to get an organizational card?
Well, actually, you're a Polaris library.
Oh, so it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter because you're within the system. So you would just use it. You'd request it like you would if it was
any other hold.
Requesting a hold. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Easy enough.
Yeah. I should have probably started with that too. I wasn't sure where everyone was from.
All good. Thank you.
Yep. If you're a Polaris library, you would it would operate just as similar as a hold on any other material in the state library. The main thing is that you want to make sure that you are working with that activation date and make sure that you're getting the material when you need it.
So can I follow up with that question? This is Amanda from Jamestown. I would not be a Polaris library, so do we have to get a state library card for our library?
You should have.
Do we have one somewhere already?
Yeah, you should have a card already. Yeah, you should. I mean, whatever card you're using to do interlibrary loan with.
That's the one. Okay.
Yeah, if it starts at 23105, that's the card you would use.
Thank you.
And if you don't have that number, we can get it to you. And so again, the big change that we did was allowing other organizations to check these out. So if there's any of the service organizations like Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, they can check out the STEM kits as well. they would have to have a contact person have a library card.
I have a question. This is Diana in Rolla, North Dakota.
Hi.
Hi. So what if you get a STEM kit and there's pieces missing when you before you send it back? What do you do about that?
Well, there are okay, so there's normal wear and tear. So wires that are worn out and batteries and things. We look at that. If there's just pieces that are missing and you have to send it back, we may charge you for those pieces.
Yeah, I was just noticing the one kit was like $497 or somewhere about. So I was
Yeah,
some of these are quite spendy, and I'm
They-
sure you want to get everything back so that
absolutely.
works for the next person.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we understand there is some normal wear and tear with our kits. I mean, batteries wear out.
Okay, so
We may-
that's kind of expected, those little things,
Mhm.
and that's not a cost to us necessarily.
No, but I mean, if we have a 35 piece kit and it comes back in 250 pieces, then we're gonna have to charge for damage.
Yeah, yes. Okay, that's a good question for me.
We have a question in the chat. Where do you find a list of the STEM kits, book club kits? I'm going to go back to the State Library homepage. We do have a LibGuide. And under Steam, we do have a listing of the STEM kits. But the STEM kits and the outdoor kits and the folktale and fairy tale kits are in that section under Steam. They're under the STEM kits. And with this LibGuide, let's go to that one. I just put a request on the air block. It'll have instructions, statistics sheets, some kits, information about the kits, a little video of the air block in action. But yeah, there's a lot of information about these if you need guides and inventory sheets. And these are all included with the STEM kits as well. And so you're asking about pieces and parts and things like that. This should give you an idea of what's included with the kit and what you need to make sure you have when you return it. But if you want to get an idea of what's in the kit before you order it, you can check out these lists here. If not, if you have any questions after this session, you can either contact us at the email is statelib. It's statelib, all one word, all lowercase, at nd.gov. And we'll be sure to answer the question for you. And with that, I'd like to conclude this webinar. Thank you for attending. And everyone have a great day.